Hello everybody, how are you guys? I'm doing a series of community spotlight videos. That's where I take a look at some of the cool communities around Los Angeles and of course other areas. We just got done with Pittsburgh and some others. And this community spotlight video is going to be on the community of Humphreys, which is in the Santa Clarita area north of Los Angeles. And Humphreys is such an interesting town. Now, in this video, we're just going to talk about some of the context about how it was formed and why. And then in other videos, we'll look at how it is today and how it's grown, the different industries and educational setups and infrastructure. So Humphreys was incorporated in 1910. It was developed before that, actually settled in the late 1890s. And in those days, it was not uncommon to have local or regional traveling circuses. And the way to promote a circus was to give a town a little taste, give them a taste of what is going to come. So one of the ways they did that was to send the camels out. Now, I just posted, if you go to my Instagram, Joe Ditzel on Instagram, all one word, you'll see some camels that were at the Larchmont Family Fair recently. And those are the kind of camels they would send out weeks ahead of the circus coming to your town. And the promotion that they did that was very common was they would go to a shopping area or a place where many people were gathering. Maybe it was the Friday night football game. And they'd say, coming soon, the Barnaby Circus or whatever it was, whatever the name was. And there was a lot of them, a lot of these smaller circuses. And it would say, ride a camel. One hump, a quarter. Second hump, free. And that's where Humphrey got its name. Because this was a very, very common promotion. One hump, 25 cents, two humps, or a second hump, free. Okay? And so that originated in the Humphrey area because that's where a lot of the circuses in the Santa Clarita area would hole up. That's where they stored their equipment and their animals when they weren't on the road. And now in California, of course, you have almost a year-long season, but of course you cannot really take animals on the road that long. It's very expensive. And so Humphreys, the area that Humphreys is now, was at that time unincorporated land, and people just referred to it as Hump Free based on that promotion that was so common in the circus world. Now, today, you don't have any really of the circuses around. There are some of the remnants. You can take mini tours of homes of the owners of the circuses, and some have still some of the circus grounds, some of the big tops. They're a little frayed, a little yellowed over time, but you can still see some of the tents where they would practice. And at one of them, there's still a trapeze in there, and you're not supposed to go in there. It's illegal. They got it roped off. But of course, there's always somebody that's going to go in there and fly on that trapeze. So you can look for that tent in the town of Humphreys, and you'll see that trapeze. Now, I'm not advising you to do that. In fact, I'm advising you not to do that because it's illegal and I cannot be held responsible. I'm just saying some people have been known to get on that trapeze and go flying through the air and into the arms of their loved ones or family friend. Or I heard somebody took their dog up there and the dog went flying through the air and they caught him by the earlobes. And the dog loved it because he had those ears surgically deadened based on a bad case of bed bugs at one time. So I don't know about if any of that's true. I'm just going by what I was told. But guys, that's such a fascinating history of Humphreys. If you're interested in it, it's Humphrys, Humphreys. And it's there in the Santa Clarita area, north of Los Angeles. the circus history of the community of Humphreys. Guys, there's so much more on Humphreys and other areas. Come on back, and we'll see you then.